Thank you so very much, Zeke. We are here and we're ready for the action. It's Monster and Clay. Like we said, we had to pardon Shayo as he gathers his resources to get ready for the next end game. It looks like things are kicking off with a bang here as Queasy's going to catch Benji Fishy, who was just on a run of his life after that game 3, Clay.
Going down early has been the story of today as well. It seems like everybody that just comes off a hot game goes down at the very, very beginning of the next game. So Benji, while he does go down early, still going to have a good amount of plays there as we swap over here to Rezon again in Holly Hedges. We've seen him fight time and time and again. We'll see if he comes out on top of this again. 87 players. That was a replay there from Benji's perspective. We're hopping in a little bit later because we did have to take a little bit of a break there. But Rezon looking to maintain that first. Now he knows second place went down, so he's got a little bit of cushion there between him and Mongrel. He was at 29 points there with Mongrel's points. So that point threshold going to be really, really good there for him. But again, he's got to make sure that he doesn't go down early.
So a little insight onto Rezon's style. He's known to take these battles, these early game engagements time and time again, but exercise a little bit of caution, right? Aaron on the side of caution. He's going to leave Holly Hedges early this time. Remember, he was put dead in his tracks, stopped dead in his tracks coming into that game 3. He hasn't been able to continue to push through with that lead. So the buffer that he had is now gone. He's up there with the rest of the competitors. This is going to be a big opportunity for him to find a snipe shot. And no, he's not going to connect, but okay. Does follow up that body damage from the AR. And now he's got a situation on his hands here.
A dink of his own goes through onto that player, but he gets dinked as well. Got to use that Shark Splash. He could use another one about 18 HP off. That's where that awkward moment where you're like, do I use it, do I not? And if he ends up using it, he does have a player in front of him, though, so he's got to be careful about that. We can't discount Mongrel's run. That victory royale there for him was so huge, moving him up all the way into third place there when he had a 19th place before and a 91st place before. So you see an elimination come through as well. We're talking about how huge it is for him, and he's continuing to write his own book and move himself up to the top of the leaderboard.
Yeah, and just to jump on that, you can see someone else who wants to continue to maintain that lead. Here is Rezon. With every elim that Mongrel catches in this game, he's closing the gap, right? There is no more buffer. I think it's a 3-point difference maker here between the two. So this is an important fight for Rezon. He has to stay in the game right now. The angle is not going to be in his favor here as the opponent up top is the one who can see down and under, but Rezon still taking the battle with full confidence. Now being pressured back here. This is a scary situation for Rezon to be in, putting all of his placement on the line here, quite literally, right? The tournament is on the line right now for him.
Ooh, and almost boxing that player up like a fish. They are going to be able to get away. That's going to be Jerky, who has been moving around drop spots, hasn't really had one consistent one, it seems like, as Rezon does have knowledge of where he is holding for a little bit. He's not going too aggressive because he doesn't have the chug splashes to back up that HP gain very quickly, but I think he wants this. I think he's waiting to pounce. He's waiting for Jerky to make a mistake. Maybe open that edit. He can go for a quick charge shot there. This is a very, very big battle because, again, we saw Rezon go down very early last game, 93rd place. No points there for him. If he gets another game of no points, this is not going to look good for him. He's going to more than likely fall in the standings if Mongrel is able to have a great game, if Link is able to have a great game, or even if Kha'Zix is able to turn it around.
I mean, that's right. What's at stake here is this tournament run. Remember, 35 points is great and all for the first half of the show, but you need a little more, right, if you want to continue to solid or secure your way all the way through. Here's Mr. Savage, though, that we get to see on the other hand. Launchpad's going to be a fail from Flick, so his escape route actually being blocked out here now, and Mr. Savage has got him cornered. He has to take this fight in full here. Savage playing the wall, the low wall. He's going to push all the way through. The fresh edits are going to be enough for the tactical to finish Flick. And now another point for Mr. Savage, who has found his second breath of air in the competition right now, inching his way up to 21 points. Clay, this is 2 eliminations, 2 massive eliminations with 82 players still in the game.
And it's perfect for him. This is where he turned online. We got that stat that flew in earlier about how game 3 he usually starts to get a lot of points and a lot of eliminations that come through for him. And now game 4 is going to be just the same. He's already starting to get those eliminations. We know he's going to get those placement points based on where the zone is and where he's located. We do move back over to, again, a very big fight between Rezon and Jerky as peanut butter edits are being exchanged. Stairs are being exchanged as well. He's on with that charge out, is trying to find that angle. Sundown talked about how he looks for that left-handed peek on the full charge. This is one of the few players that is very, very good and very, very advanced in doing that. And he's continuously catching his opponents off guard by doing so. Jerky, however, is not falling for it. He knows his opponent is in there, though. He's playing this box fight perfectly. The shots are going to go through. Jerky is going to lose the majority of the HP there. You heard Monster say it, a very, very big tag there. Now this fight is in Rezon's favor.
It's an important battle for Rezon. It's probably the most important battle of the day for him right now. Hence, he needs to do this, and it's been dragged out. At this point, you're at the area or the time in the fight where you have to fully commit. Jerky here is going to get shot from behind, though. Now, more reason to actually conclude the battle here now. Yes, stepping up for the wall take. He's looking for every opportunity to get in, and Jerky's in a world of trouble. No more material left in the bucket for him. And I think Rezon's also just about out of mass. That's it. He jumps in the box, and he catches him from behind now. And Rezon, luckily, honestly, gets away with this one for free at that point because of the third party. And now turning his focus onto the third party, he wants more action.
He's not slowing down at any moment. He says, you know what, I may be in first, but I want to secure this. I don't want to go out by losing by 1 point or being that close. I want to have my lead be so far ahead of everybody that I don't want to worry about it going into the final game. And that's what he's doing with these snipes. He's just looking for people. It doesn't matter that he's on the backside of zone, that he's actually got to rotate into him. He's saying, you know what, I'm just going to snipe at you, and if you want to fight me, I'm going to fight you too. This is very, very big confidence here for him. We'll have to see how it plays out as we swap over to Tayson. Again, we talked about gameplay-wise is not having the best of days. 17 points, though, near Mr. Savage at threshold. And it looks like he's coming up on an elimination.
We saw what Mr. Savage was able to do with his heels against the wall, his back against the wall. Now it's up to Tayson to put up or shut up here in the game. He's going to find himself a big shot, and this is going to be all the advantage that he needs to take this battle with pure confidence. At 17 points, this is an elim that he absolutely needs right now if he wants to secure his way towards top 50. Let's see it. The battle is breaking out. This player is running for his life, though. The crash pad's going to come out. Tayson's got more of a reason to want to push in. Yes, he's going to use his own crash pad now. Very prestigious one indeed. Accidentally sips off, though. He blows the second one there. Let's see, though. Remember, he hasn't given this guy an opportunity to heal, so this is very much a fight that he can take.
The crash pad's working in his favor there. The stink grenades working in his favor. I can't tell if that's his opponent throwing them or someone nearby. I think it is his opponent that's trying to make it happen. Slad here just on the back foot. He hasn't had a chance to heal like Monster said. And Tayson working this very, very well. The downside of this is a very long fight. This is wasting a lot of mats for both players as Tayson is finally going to capitalize on it. The lucky part for Tayson is there's nobody anywhere close to him, so he's able to get that loot, just try to farm back up and get on his way to zone. That was a perfect fight. However, it took long. The perfect situation there for Tayson.
And over to the side there, you can see how the format breaks out and how the points are being divvied out. It is 1 point per elimination. And that victory royale being worth 14 big points. So obviously placement being heavily favored in today's competitive tournament format. Speaking about that, though, your previous game winner, Mongrel, already on elimination. Off to the right setting here to kick things up. Sundown did provide some great highlight and insight onto the infinite chug jug, right? The bottomless chug jug that he has here. We know that this can come in handy in solo settings. It particularly shines here now in the mid game if you get tagged up. Allows you to really just save a lot of material, or I should say HP resource. So seeing that Mongrel's been getting away with the Fortilla loot constantly, consistently, over and over again is a very good sign for him moving into grand finals now. But we'll see, though, as he's making this very risky rotation. Yes, between multiple players, shots are going to come in from the mountain side, switching even that wood wall there to a heftier material just in case to give himself a little bit more protection to pop this chug jug here. That's the only downside to it. It's the 15 seconds you have to wait.
He had to be sure no one was around him, because if they heard that chug jug being popped, you know they would have pushed onto him and assumed that he was really, really low. As Seventor is going to get sniped there, Mongrel will do exactly what you said. Is it a mid-game situation? Got tagged up, boxed up, going to use the chug jug, and now he's on his way. Perfect timing there with the zone there for him as well. He's just going to get a nice, easy rotate in. Now, he does have these players fighting in front of him. He is getting a nice rotate around this box as well. Looking out with that AUG. He's ready to beam this player if they try to beam him. Although I am worried about that shotgun situation. He does protect it with the wall. Mongo's playing very, very well, and I expect to see him late into this game if he's able to make everything line up. And more shots coming through. Gonna box up. Wait for those walls to solidify and maybe start to use that chug jug.
And honestly, just getting tagged that first time might have worked out in his favor. You can see all the builds that were there already. He was able to recycle and push across and rotate across with, saving him a little bit. Now setting up a nice little 2x1 base here, giving him a nice wide spread. And yes, he's going to find Vortexia. This is now the second time Vortexia falls into the mid game. We saw it coming into game 2. Now we're seeing it here in game 4. Vortexia slipping away here in the competition. That's got to be a rough one for him. But now Mongro's got someone else in sight. It's someone up on height, crash padding in. He's in his territory, but it doesn't look like this is going to go out any further. Just a little replay, though.
A replay on Kezik's perspective. See what happens here. He does have that hunting rifle out looking for it. The edit going to come through.
Oh my
and Hin is
gosh.
going to be the one to take him down there. I think that was a hunting rifle shot as well. So a very, very big elim there from Hin.
You forget what that hunting rifle can do, how fast you can react with it. Hen finds something massive. Here's that infinite chug splash, the bottomless chug jug from Ocean. Like we said, the loot really can play a benefit here. That chug jug being able to consistently heal time and time again in this mid game. He's got a minute to rotate here to zone 4, so we speak about how you can use it here, and that's the only time. But no, he looks like he's going to fall to Reason, who's going to connect off in the distance now, and it's all of his loot. So I know we had a little bit of an off-sync there, but that's okay. Reason finds arguably the most impactful frag of the game because Mongro was his biggest competition.
Taking it out, we talked about his confidence. He's not stopping. He says, you know what? You're near me. I'm going to take you out. If you're Mongo, I don't care. If you're Benji, I don't care. I don't care who you are. I want first place, and I want to make sure that I have it at the end of the day. And now we see him crash padding through the air, looking to secure his rotation in. What a beautiful play by Rezon to realize that Mongo was low. Had to pop that jug there, and he didn't have the time. Rezon just putting the pressure up. Hin, however, someone, again, that had a very, very good first game and has yet to have a solid game. Did get a 14th place there, but obviously these players looking for that top 10 placement points that start to ramp on up. Hin, Deer Frenzy Farm looks like he may be in a fight with someone behind him. No, it's just going to go ahead and rotate on in. Again, very, very good player, but just did not have the solid second game that we were looking for. We'll see if he gets it here today.
And I'm still just thinking about the irony of Reason taking out his biggest competition here in the tournament, literally snatching back the crown here to kick things off. Hen, though, we said already has picked up a crucial elimination with that big shot from before. Now, though, he's got the crash pads to play into his favor here, so the rotates moving in towards the half in, half out are going to be pretty easy for him to make. Noticing a little bit of a weak point here in the enemy build. He's going to look to break that floorboard there, but the enemy was fully connected now. Hen still on the prowl, still on the hunt, looking towards the back portion of the zone. He's got this nice little heights too, so he's not in the congested layer by any means. He's actually sitting super comfortable. This is that point in time in the game where the next 10 seconds are going to reveal the half in, half out. With how many crash pads he has, it shouldn't be too much of an issue for him right now. I think he's actually situated really, really well here for this next zone. We'll see, though. One more zone's going to reveal it, and yes, it is going to favor him pretty much here. And on top of that, he finds Train H's Robobs there, but he can't grab the loot.
A very heads-up play by him to realize people are going to be rotating on that edge of zone. Able to grab any of that loot would be so good for him. He's only on 89 builds, but not able to capitalize on that. We do see Quavado pick up an elimination. That could be huge if Quavado was able to get that shockwave launcher in his inventory again. We saw it with him before, but don't know how consistently those players are able to get it. And again, Mythic POIs are very, very heavily contested. Whoever, how it was not really contested this time around, it seems like, was Mr. Savage. He does have 2 elims. So maybe he found him on rotation. Maybe he did find him on off spawn. He's in zone. He's looking really good. And this, we talked about it. And these are his games that he's turning online, where he's looking for these big plays, where he's looking for these top 5, top 2, top maybe 1 finishes. And the old guard right now is looking really, really good here in Europe.
That's right, and you can see him just putting the pressure here with this AR from downrange right now, really trying to find anything that's possible, holding a textbook line of sight here down in the back portion of the zone. The players that have to rotate in right now, the longer they stay back there, the more likely the rest of the server's going to figure it out. You're all going to get that chime, that ring on the phone like, hey, turn this way, right? So there it is. That player's going to get on out of there. Let's see. Savage still has his focus on all of these players now. 18 seconds until the next zone is going to reveal itself here. And let's not forget, guys, this is the European region, the day one of the FNCS. These players have already gone through the ringer of qualifiers, and now we're looking to secure our next top 50. So that's what's on the line here. Reason quite literally making power strides in this game right now after taking out Mongrel.
He actually chose to left that bottomless Chug, but we can only assume is in the zone as we saw him crash pad away from it. So that's not going to be an issue there for any players. We still have that Jules grappler gun in play, as well as Kit's shockwave launcher, and of course that charge shotgun, very, very potent. Rezon does have the mythic burst rifle there. We can assume that the drum gun was probably left somewhere in Authority, as most players tend to not want to pick it up there, as we get a nice shot of Noah Riley, who's on the high ground, as Hen is right down below him as well, as Rezon is looking very aggressive. So the aggressiveness has not stopped, as they're going to take down Clavados, who potentially had the caddy mythic loot.
That's what's happening here. Already 40 points now. He was actually looking to pull a little bit of a epic whale special, it seemed, for a second there, to land inside the box, but slips right out and now finds his own piece of real estate here to continue to inch his way in. Remember, this is the first full moving zone. You're looking at the player on height right now, one of maybe 2 or 3. Yes, there is a battle going on off to the side here. It's Hen trying to get a piece of the action, and one single ramp he's gonna break out, and now Height's gonna go down with a big fall, but it doesn't even matter. He takes out Noah mid-air with every shot that he needed to connect, and now Hen is the master of the Height here. 3 eliminations and the big, absolutely huge find, the shockwave launcher and Kit's mythic shotgun here as well, Clay. This is looking like it's his game to run away with. He sent someone flying into the zone, and now again, there's no threats on high ground.
And there's only one threat to high ground, and that is the grappler gun. But he's essentially nullified all of that, taking with that shockwave launcher. A very, very good find here for Hen. This is pretty much a victory run if he's able just to secure it and just play it perfectly as he takes down another player. 5 eliminations now coming here for Hen. He could start to push up to 6, 7, maybe 8 eliminations if he continues this, as crash pads are going through. The shots are hitting there for Hen. Everybody flying through the air. He's just trying to make sure he gets tags on him, make sure he keeps up with the players behind him floppering. We've seen it before. Kazix took it in game number 1. That's how he beat the Rezon beat it there against Moraine, as we swap over to Savage, who's 110 effective HP in a very bad spot, but he's gonna find Kylix not paying attention.
That is so huge for Mr. Savage. He needed the siphon there. He finds exactly what he needs, and just let's think about this, guys, what this means. Hen is the newest competitor now, looking for first place against Reason. So there's a lot on the line and holding his high ground. Shockwave launcher from Hen's going to come out. Savage has his focus on him now, and it's Savage's Height. But wait a second, there's more. There's another player playing for high ground as well. So this is it. Big fight right here. Big engagement. Savage is going to bully off Hen. And now 28 points for Mr. Savage, 3 eliminations. I see Marine still in the game as well. These are huge names, Clay. Big names in the running right now.
Savage has that crash pad. He could use it. You see Rezon taking a lot of damage there. He's actually going to pick up an elimination.
Oh my gosh.
He was down. His backs were against the ropes. He picked it up. And that's just a testament to how he's playing right now. You see him flying through the air. 50, 40 effective HP there. Savage is flying as well. Hit on top. Marine there in the zone as well. Needs to get in. Nate there. Lestream Skite is there. These are very, very big names for the European region. Frey on one side, Hit on the other. They're trying to make the battle. Frey, of course, has got the flopper in his inventory. And Savage is going to take down Rezon. That's a huge elimination. Shots coming through onto Frey. He is going to take down Nate, I believe, as Hen is being challenged for high ground, but he's going to take down Marine. And now Hen has secured high ground. Savage down below. Skite there as well. Shockwave's being used. Savage gets flowed into zone. That's probably it for him. Skite going to take down 1. Frey versus Hen in almost a 1v1, as there's a couple players still here. Skite is still here. Savage, I think, is still barely alive. No, he is going to fall now as well. So Skite, Frey, and Hen in a 1v1v1. Hid has got the heal off. We know Frey has got no more floppers. He is going to get the elimination there on the sky, but Hid secures it there with the elimination. The AR shots reign supreme. He didn't even need the shockwave at the end. A 7 elimination.